Hello, I'm Brigitte Gabrielle. Since the massacre in Israel, I've had a lot of debates with people who say Israel is making this up. There was no killing of pregnant women, rape, burning people, or chopping people up. It's all AI generated. So today I want to talk about another massacre perpetrated by Palestinian terrorists in Damour, Lebanon, in January of 1976, 48 years ago. Palestinian terrorists slaughtered Christians in Lebanon in 1976 before AI and before the internet. Palestinians surrounded the city and began slaughtering Christians. Father Mansour Lebaki, a Christian Maronite priest who survived the massacre, said, quote, "It was an apocalypse. They slaughtered everyone in their path, men, women, and children. They would walk into a bomb shelter, find a mother and a father hiding with a baby. They would tie one leg of the baby to the mother and another leg to the father and pull the parents apart, splitting the child in half. Just like on October 7th, they slit pregnant women's belly open in front of their husbands, pulled the baby out and crushed it in front of the father and the kids. They killed fathers in front of their children and cut off their genitals and put it in their mouth. They raped women and young girls. The last lady that worked for me in Lebanon, I hired her to take care of her. She was mentally disturbed because they walked into her bomb shelter, tied her to a chair, put her son's head on her lap, and made her slaughter her own son, then raped her two daughters in front of her. She went crazy. Nothing has changed. Same people, same ideology, doing the slaughtering under different names. The PLO, Hamas, it's the same people, full of hate, full of rage, full of revenge. The Palestinians cause problems everywhere they go. We took them in and they destroyed Lebanon, Paris of the Middle East. People are afraid to talk about the Palestinian massacres in Lebanon, except in private Christian conversations, because of threats and because it would harm the Palestinian cause, a cause that has been milked by Arab leaders for years. Because the Palestinians have been encouraged to believe that murdering innocent civilians is a legitimate tactic for advancing their cause, the whole world now suffers from a plague of terrorism, from Nairobi to New York, from Moscow to Madrid, from Bali to Beslan. I receive emails from Lebanese Christians all over the world thanking me for speaking up and saying, "I can't believe how courageous you are." Evil dwells when good people remain silent, when good people keep their mouths shut in the face of barbarism, either out of apathy or because they don't want to attract attention. You should speak up against evil. Maybe you will be the spark that will ignite millions of people to stand up and stop evil in its track. Stand with me as I speak up and help me magnify my voice. Support my work financially so we can reach more people and continue passing bills in Congress and in the states. Donate to actforamerica.org right now, whatever amount you can chip in, $5, $10, $50 or more. Share this video and encourage your friends to support. If you have a foundation, I need your support in a major way. Victims of the Damour massacre, we will never forget you. Victims of October 7th massacre, we will never forget you. 2 million Armenians massacred in Turkey and the Yazidis in Iraq, we will never forget you. Victims of the Holocaust, we will never forget you. Palestinian innocent children who were killed because your own leaders sacrificed you, we will never forget you. Speak up, stand up, raise your voice, and join me. Now is the time, and we are the voice. Thank you. You see, I was born and raised in Lebanon, which used to be the only majority Christian country in the Middle East. We were open-minded, we were fair, we were tolerant, we were multicultural. We welcomed everybody with open arms into our country because we wanted to share with them the westernization we had created in the heart of the Middle East. Muslims used to send their children to study in our universities because we had built the best universities in the Middle East. They graduated and worked in our economy because we had the best economy in the Middle East, even though we did not have any oil. Beirut became known as Paris of the Middle East, the banking capital of the Middle East. Unfortunately, Andrew, all that began to change when we started importing people into our country who did not share our values. My 9/11 happened to me in 1975 when Palestinian radical Islamists blew up my home, bringing it down, burying me under the rubble wounded. I ended up in a hospital for 2.5 months and later ended up living in a bomb shelter underground without electricity, without water, and very little food. And that's where I lived for the next 7 years of my life, from the age of 10 till the age of 17, robbed of my youth.
And you're Christian as well, so I hate you for the sake of Allah.
You hate me for the sake of Allah.
I hate you for the sake of Allah.
All right.
I hate you for the sake of Allah. Every Christian, I hate you all for the sake of Allah. Any Jew, any Christian, I hate you all for the sake of Allah. You hate these bastards and the other bastards as well.
Would you kill me if you get a chance?
If we're in war, I will chop your head off.
Who taught you to hate me?
Islam did.